Hi. Hello, and welcome to the Partner Panel. Let me just ask y'all real quick. General update. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or halfway if you had to vote. 3, 2, 1. I was gonna say, am I really the only negative one here half the time?
Is halfway not negative?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, okay. So
I think it automatically gets a thumbs up though, just because we now have a date. We now.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
If we're talking overall, like, if we're just like, let's take the date out of it, I would definitely be with you here. But because we have a date, that pushes it over the edge. We're good to go now. We know something's coming. It's here. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
So, I get it. I don't know if that's a weird philosophy to have, bro. Like, you like one thing about a situation, be like, it's good. Be like, hey, man, what about the other 3 quarters? It's still good.
Yeah. No, I think they crushed it because, like, looking at it and stuff, you know, they've got a marketing aspect. They've got an outside, like, income source right there. They've got the adaptations to the graphics and everything else. They're showing everything that they've been working on. They've been kind of holding back on, and then gave us that date that everyone was saying, we need this, we need this, we need this. So I think they've kind of just been sprinkling a whole bunch of stuff for us. And now they're like, okay, here's the cake. Just there it is. You can look at it. You can't touch it yet, but you can look at it. And then now we know pretty much what we're getting.
Like, here's the thing. I'm also conflicted on it because everything that I saw in the update, I like. But my issue is they're literally basically saving all this stuff right for the end. I much rather had seen some of this shit a week or 2 ago when there was like a still ass update. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At least like 1 or 2 things. But like, here's the thing, on like badges, chat emoticons, trading cards, that Steam item shop, etc. I'll be real with you, I'm not a person that uses those recently, but like the day before this update, I was literally fixing up my profile like I usually do once a year or whatever, and I was just like, damn, you know what I thought about? There's no fall shit in here. I was like, you know, like I got some random ass like Destiny icon I'm putting on and shit, and I'm like, there's no fall shit here. Now, given the fact that they're adding it, what do you guys actually think about the items themselves, like the chat emoticons, the badges?
I
definitely think it's a step in the right direction. Anyways, it's something rather than nothing. Definitely.
I think right now people just want to see updates about the game. They don't really care. Like, I feel like this was probably like that's an addition. Yeah, but right now it's like, give us this update. We don't care about Steam icons.
Yeah. So us players, the current players right now, we don't care about the Steam icons. I completely agree with that. No. But there's a bunch of us in Gen Chat that are complaining about the player base.
Yes.
And I think this is going to help hit the player base, because people who are Steam fans and who want rewards, they're going to see, oh, there's a new game added to this. I can right. Let's play this.
I'm not complaining.
No. I'm just saying. I think that's what the big thing about this is. Like this right here is their way of helping grow the player base by just simple marketing.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's just that the actual updates are for the current player base to keep us like in the know. So giving us kind of this, like, I just want to see more about like the VFX system rework was really cool to see. Yep. But if we see like any sort of balance patch notes in these updates, that would have been great. But I guess they don't want to leak anything like that yet. That's fine.
And I say something, I don't know if you guys actually noticed this, but I'm thinking they low-key leaked their ranking system colors, and they're going with a very Valorant scheme, because we have bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, and then masters are like all foil, all crazy looking shit.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You feel me?
Well, yeah.
I definitely feel you.
Now
they don't
imagine
have mine on there though. There's something below bronze. I don't know.
With you,
I'm waiting for that bedrock. Where's that at?
Yeah.
That's literally just a rock outside, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But,
all right. Hey, that's great.
But no, so let me actually bring you down to the skin teaser on the Narbash, because we finally see like, hey, this is going to be the diamond look for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen silver, we've seen gold, we've seen diamond. I'm assuming for bronze, there's literally just not going to be anything like, hey, get good, right?
Yep.
But we see it go all the way from gold to diamond. And honestly, if Masters is foil on the badges, could you imagine Masters on the skin? Because they're keeping with the reflective colors, but imagine instead of a reflective one color, it'd be like that rainbow reflective, like that neochrome mirror looking. You know what I mean? So like depending when the light shines on it, all those individual lines on the Narbash, you see just like rainbow changing all over when you walk around and shit.
That'd be neat.
That would be sick. That would
Like actually
be
making a skin that looks like a foil.
yeah.
The only thing that I see that would be that would counter talk that, or counterdictive to that, would be the we saw the silver, we saw the gold, and then I'm guessing what level 4 we'll say is a platinum. They said there's only
they said
one
that's
more
diamond.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about, I'm looking at the badges, right? We're rating this off of like pretty much what the badges look like it as well. We're skipping bronze, right? You said get good. We got silver. We saw the silver on the
gold
Narbash. We saw the gold on the Narbash, and then level 4 we'll say that platinum diamond type situation. But they said down there for the skin, they said there's only one more skin that they want to show us, that master skin. So there's that one in between that foil and that. So we're skipping something there.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. There is a possibility that maybe every master skin is going to be purple for the characters.
Yeah,
Who
like
knows?
a separate skin on its own sort of thing, like completely different.
I just think the glowing, I don't know what the name is. I don't know if you guys know. I want to say neochrome, but it's not neochrome. Like the mirror rainbow looking type of sticker.
Yeah,
like a
chromatic.
chromatic.
I think Decker and Muriel look sick with that sort of stuff. Like
You think it
how
like
they can
kind of like
incorporate that.
opal, maybe. Opal.
Right.
would be
See,
cool.
yeah, I could see that. Like that kind of reflective source. But my thing is, I really hope that the master skin is more towards that, since they're sticking with the whole reflectiveness, instead of just giving us a reflective purple for a master skin. You feel me? Because I totally get what you're saying, Gooch. If you stick with the pattern up there, they literally have silver, gold, the diamond looking color, and then purple. So they easily could just be like, oh, there's the purple, and then the foil skin you gotta buy. You feel me? So I totally
definitely.
could see them doing some shit like that. I honestly don't care for like the trading cards and chat emoticons and all that shit half the time.
Those
to
are
be honest.
popular though. Like you said, it'll attract people to the game because they'll see.
Yeah, it brings in a different crowd. Like
if you know anything about me, I'm a big card guy. So
it's got a fault pack
fault binder already.
Stream.
Yes.
Low key. Now, here's a question for you. As far as the animations on the Sevarog, what do you think about those smoke animations?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It adds so much more of a flair to the game that it wasn't even there.
It really does. The only thing I'm concerned about is like myself, I have an older graphics card. Am I going to be able to even handle that on my game? Because right now I play on like really, really low settings, because that's the only thing that doesn't like that's the only thing that gives me frames. Otherwise I'm playing on 59 or less frames. It's just it's awful.
That's a good concern. I'm sure there's maybe an option to turn them off too in most games.
Yeah.
Turn off the visual effects.
It would be cool to see like an optimized version of the visual effects, like where even on low you get a little bit. But it might honestly be like, if you struggle performance-wise, you might just be stuck with the above video, with the no graphic effects. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's just turned off.
Right.
But also, did you guys notice that the actual skin, there's parts that glow more? Like, look at the hammer compared from top to bottom.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like you can see how one of them's a lot more dull, and then in the other one, there's actual like green,
the green
glow.
slime.
Yeah, it doesn't look like moss on there. It looks like it's
Yeah.
ectoplasm.
Now
It'd be cool, like with Chimera too. He's got that whole ghost phantom. Aspect. So if they add some visual effects to his abilities, like his ult used to give a big phantom above him and stuff like that.
Yeah, with that, I hope they fix his emote where like there's the phantom or the ghost one where he's swinging around behind him, because there's nothing there right now.
Actually, on that topic, there's also
schizophrenic,
Bellica's emote where she's scrolling through her little thing and there's like nothing.
just scrolling through there.
Murdock is meant to blow smoke, and
There's
Oh,
so
yeah.
many, right? Now that you like mentioned that, there's so fucking many.
A lot of the emotes are missing some visual effects, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
But-
I knew they were gonna add them later.
yeah,
Can I just say that they very subtly just threw at the entire community part of the new heads-up display? The icons and what's beneath them and how they're gonna look. And you know, like the fact that the icons are like a little bit more see-through than they were before. You see it?
Yeah, I like the rework and the new graphics and stuff to them. I think they're pretty slick.
it's clean, very clean.
Yep.
Now,
I really like.
out of curiosity, without actually talking too much about it, how many of you guys have actually gotten a chance to test this already? Because I know we have 2 that just became partner.
Yep.
Hooch, have you gotten a chance to try it?
No.
No.
I know. I got to see some things on it, but that's it.
Okay, Nikki, have you gotten a chance? Because I know you've been busy lately.
Sorry, your mic cut out a bit. A chance for what?
Oh my bad. Have you had a chance to actually test
no.
like the new update and be able to see everything?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I think
So
you're the only one, Windu.
So I'll tell you this, like something that I can't say without saying too much, right? It really is one of those things that there's a lot of changes, but this is a very good example of a change that's more on the subtle side. Like little things like, hey, instead of your upgrades being under, they're now on top. And there's a little bit more of a flair to them, except for just that little triangle at the bottom shape, right? Little things like, hey, instead of a gray background with the icon in front, now we got like a darker, you know, like it's almost like a dark gray that almost looks purple as soon as it has another gray shadow in front of it. You feel me? So like little things like that are incredibly subtle definitely help it stand out more, which I'm actually super excited for.
Easy on the eyes, but still it stands out a little bit.
It's a difference, yeah. And instead of just gray, you know, white on gray, which definitely looks very plain. I love the fact that this background is kind of purplish, if you see it. Like, just give it a little bit more hint of color instead of just like, you know, black and whites and grays, etc. Makes it a little bit nicer as far
and
as
also the mana cost too is way more.
Yeah, it's so much easier to see what you have in front of you too. It doesn't seem so like blended and just thrown together.
I never noticed how small the mana cost numbers are actually.
Yep.
In the first picture, they're like tiny little blue. But yeah, the purple is like right under the ability is way easier to read.
Dude, I'll be real with you. I never look at the mana cost unless I just found out I can't cast my ability.
If I
why
I'm so
doesn't
close
this
to
work?
killing
Right, like go for
someone
Gideon
and
Rock, and I'm
waiting-
like, fuck, am I hitting the right button? I'm like, oh, fuck it, 70. Shit.
Yeah.
You,
Like,
you
all right,
use
I
it a
gotta
lot
wait.
in Kucha's customs when you're playing ARAMs and you're just waiting for your mana to build back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You're like, I'm just gonna sit over here for 20 minutes, guys. I'll be back.
Now, have you guys had a chance to actually listen to these sound effects?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're nice.
What do you guys feel about that red buff exhale?
I'll listen to it again right now.
Yeah, I'll play it on stream for on
The
the video for
exhale.
everybody.
Yeah.
Is
I
that going
wonder
to be
how-
happening?
is that like every
all
time
the
you walk by?
Yeah, or is that every time you enter the alcove, the area? Is that when you hear it, or is it always playing? If you know what I mean.
Probably just every
So-
time you walk by, I think.
So that's a good question. I don't know, because I was actually thinking that the exhale might be during a fight, because you got to be mindful.
Right.
The red buff is melee, so there might be a smacking you animation, but let's just say while he's fighting you, you hear the "Rrrr," and that might be audible at a further distance than the actual melee attack will. You get me?
It
Maybe
says
the melee
idle,
attack.
though.
I mean, that's true. It does say idle. So maybe it's just every 10 seconds, it just letting you know it's there.
Just let
Like,
you know it's
by the
there.
way, I'm
Or
here.
maybe it's a way of allowing you to know whether it's up or not without having to go around.
Yeah,
and
that's
check.
a good point.
Yeah.
So you
You
don't have to like
because
peek.
you
it.
always have to go before. So maybe you can just walk up to that wall and it'll proc the sound, and you're just like,
Oh
right,
yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. Instead of
That's
having
a
to
good
walk
idea.
all the way around just to get
Yeah,
the timer, be
exactly.
like, nah, it's not there, bro. I heard it. Let me get the fuck out before I get caught.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Timer's still beneficial though.
That's a good reason not to be
No, for
blaring
sure.
music while you're playing too, because you have to like have the
Yeah.
sounds kind of help you in the
Right.
game.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play
But I'm still gonna blare my
Did you guys
music.
notice that you can hear Kalari when she's invis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized that like a couple days
Say
ago.
you swear, bro.
I was like, yo, what's those
Yeah, if there's a
steps? And then this
Kalari
doggo
on the enemy
back
team,
up
just turn
throwing at me.
your sound way up, turn your music off.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bro,
because I was
every
just
on
time
your
you
butt.
hear that sound, you already know shit's about to go down.
Mhm.
Like, as soon as I hear that sound, I'm literally just running for my tower. I don't care who's with me. I don't care if my entire team is there. Be like, I'm just backing the fuck up. I'm gonna come back in
Yeah.
8 seconds, I promise. Like, chill the
We're
fuck
gonna
out.
reset.
Now, as far as the website changes, because honestly, like for the audio, like the whole spawning and death or whatever, I could care less about sounds like that, unless, you know, it's really is one of those situations like I just happened to be in the jungle and I heard it spawn, and I didn't have the time
Yeah.
for some reason.
I
But
agree.
most
As
most
a jungler,
junglers
yeah.
know.
Yep.
I mean, but most junglers have a good idea of when their buffs are going to spawn regardless, because they're timing the rotations, etc. So it's a cool thing to have, but I personally just don't care for,
Yeah.
to be honest.
No, I mean it's good to show that the audio team's doing their work and they're doing a great job. You know, because it does, they do sound great. You know, but it's just like it's not. You know, I could show you things that I do at work, but just because I tighten the screw doesn't mean it's something I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's other things that I do at work that are going to be a little more interesting,
Yeah.
and that's really what it comes down to.
The red buff definitely has a Jurassic World vibe for me. I don't know why, because he's just like a random lava monster, you know? But like when you hear it, like the spawning of the like it's just like, hey bro, chill the fuck out. I can already see myself yelling at it while I'm a fucking like just smacking it. Bro, this fucking
The
red
King
buff
Kong
is
Godzilla
annoying.
effect.
Yeah,
And then
low
it
key,
just
like he's
fans
in the
out and
background,
screams
bro.
back at you.
Meanwhile, the blue buff noise just sounds like gross. Like it sounds like
Yeah.
pudding or something. It's just like
It's-
spitting at you from a long
No,
distance.
Yeah,
don't
like-
Like,
well,
no, stop.
pudding. Oh my god.
I mean, but as the bug buff, so to
I don't know
speak,
how to
it's not too
describe it. It sounds
bad,
like
you
you're
feel me?
eating pudding and it's like
it's just
there's a mic.
Yeah.
For all you ASMR people,
yeah. I was just going to say
come follow
ASMR,
our streams and watch us.
ASMR
Yeah.
blue
I got it
buff.
at
Because the worst,
300,
it sounds like
bro.
someone who has no teeth eating pudding.
Stop, please stop. Don't ruin it for us. We're excited about this.
What is that?
Well, if you're gonna go
I mean,
that
honestly,
way, then
no.
red buff sounds like my stomach after too much T-Bell. There, now I ruined red buff.
Well, I'll be honest with you, maybe, but when you're in the game, like the blue buff and the red buff, they actually, it's not like an overly bearing sound. I know I'm kind
No.
of trolling here, but as somebody that's
It's
actually
not
gotten a
too
chance to
much
go
pudding.
in there, yeah. It's very similar to like the basic attacks that you hear, like for the gunshots, right? Like when we heard those files, like, yo, that's loud as shit. But when you're actually in there, it's like, you know, it's a proximity thing. It'll get louder the closer you are, even though when you're right up on it, it's not like crazy in your ears. So it's actually
Overbearing.
tuned down. Yeah, so I'm assuming along with everything, the red buff is just going to be a very subtle sound that they're putting in there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
But I
I
actually
think they're really
am,
identifying over to like the red buff being more of a monster and the blue buff like as an insect. Because I mean, like now, you know, they kind of just have their noises, whatever. They're just more grunts and,
Yeah.
and hisses.
like very,
but
very standard, yeah.
yeah, like this is just really identifying themselves as a pudding monster who's an insect, and the red buff is just going to be some behemoth.
They should make him bigger,
Dang it, Tricky.
make him fat.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Ed
It's
will
fine.
never get his blue buff ever
No,
again.
no.
He said never.
Blue buff free chat. Just take it away. I don't
Blue
even
buff
want
is
it.
free. In
I don't even
Edward's
want it,
games.
dude.
How do you guys feel about that? The website on the roster change, actually.
They missed Bedrock Elo again, but other than that, I'm like,
It
Yeah, it
looks,
looks
What?
clean. Same again. It looks pretty clean.
it looks
I
nice.
actually-
What?
Yeah, you
the
said they missed
Bedrock
something.
Elo. They have all.
Oh, the
I
Bedrock
can't with
Elo.
it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They missed my Elo, then they got bronze, silver.
No, you're there under all, I promise.
Oh,
But as like thinking about it, like if a new player came in looking at it, when you compare it to what it is right now, like you literally go in and it's like just like a random list. You get me? Even like just adding a little bar to show the percentage of something a little bit visual, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's having the deaths color coded to red, even little details like that. Assists are blue. where you can literally be there as like, I kind of like that. It's a little bit easier on the eyes. The different ranks are colored accordingly.
Yeah,
but
there you say
interestingly
it,
enough,
it's kind of like almost idiot proof. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
I
No,
wanna go
yeah,
offlane, so I
that's how
click
you
offlane.
should
It's
be
like,
make it.
Yeah. You know,
You're
like not to
confused
be
right away.
offensive or nothing, but like you can't go wrong here.
Right.
Well,
True.
we're gonna call that bear proof.
Okay.
Ed proof.
Now,
My only critique would be like, if so,
Idiot.
this is a roster screen, so I think like the banner above should be like one of the characters instead of just
true, or maybe like
inhibitor.
their profile pictures, like of each individual one, like a little bit or something, just like
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
all
show
of them, but
characters.
just like a hero, one of the heroes or something.
Yeah.
kind of like how Paragon
I
back in
didn't
the
know
day
they already
had a
updated
picture
it.
of like a whole bunch, right? Now, is it actually
is
already
nuts.
updated on the website? That's dope.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
I
right
didn't
now
check it.
because I had to like go back between the tabs. I'm like, what if? Oh my god, it's already done, dude. Yeah, this is
yeah.
slick.
Now, let's
that.
revisit a conversation that we had earlier. Because here we definitely see Diamond is blue, Platinum is green, and Masters is purple.
Yep.
Oh.
Along with the skins you're talking.
Yeah. Because we know
I was thinking that
silver,
earlier. Like, what's going to
gold,
be that
diamond, Master skin might be
that
purple
foil
because
one.
Masters is listed as purple
Yep.
here. Even though I think
But if you
foil is
remember
still
in
the cooler
Paragon, the
thought-
mastery, whatever, like the level 10 skin
Was
was
magma.
the foil color.
Okay, so
red.
I thought that the skins were like tiers, like 3 tiers of hero progression. I didn't
Yeah.
think they had anything to do with Elo. So I don't think Master is
No, but they
actually
were-
a thing.
they're correlating.
Well,
with
no,
it,
yeah,
though.
it's going to be progression based, but what we're saying is we think, at least I think, that the colors they're choosing for the word for that rank and progression might be the same colors that they're choosing for the Elo. Because silver is silver, gold is gold. And the skin that they showed us here at the bottom, diamond is that light blue color on the Narbash, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when we look
Like
at
jump
here,
platinum.
diamond is light blue. So if they're gonna show
Mhm.
us a master skin, I think it's a fair assumption to say that the master skin might low-key be something having to do with like a bright purple or like a neon purple color or some shit like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like who,
Yeah, I
who
can
knows?
see that.
Maybe it might be actually
Definitely.
animated, kind of like the lava skin
Yeah,
that
if
they
they
had
made
back
it
then.
animated, that'd be nice.
Some purple animated shit. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Definitely a good reward.
Right.
So I wonder how many games you have to play to get a master skin on a character.
That's
You
a very
think?
good question.
And if that's going to
Yeah.
be performance based too, you know,
Probably
is it
more
gonna be wins and
XP for
losses?
wins with that character.
Well, like,
maybe.
right? Or like kills,
Kills.
assists.
Yeah. Kills, assists.
Well, if you get kills
not kills.
for progressing, I'm gonna have Narvash's foil in no time.
I don't think they would do it
Right?
that way.
I'd
It's probably
steal
just wins
kills
or
all
losses.
day, bro. We'll play.
If
I'll
they
let
did
you be
kills, then
Narbash
you wouldn't
carry.
level up support.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I don't know if they could do kills because like what you were just saying, Windu, is like you're gonna have those trolls like, hey, I'm trying to get the mastery skin. I'm playing Narbash carry. Like,
well, but
yeah.
imagine,
Like-
but if it's unique
Mhm.
per character, what if
Yeah,
the
unique
support
per- yeah.
characters have?
yeah,
You need to get assist instead of kills.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
you
this
get
would
me?
be different, right? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and I'm
And
okay
if you
with
get
that,
a
but if
kill,
literally
it
was
doesn't go
based
for your
off of kills,
progression. Could be a
Yeah.
It's
thing,
probably just going to be wins.
that could actually help you get better at being support.
right?
All right, I won't KS. I need this. I want the mastery skin.
I'm still taking it. I don't even want the
You
XP, I
imagine?
just want
You
that
gonna get
kill,
it?
dude.
You gonna get it? You get? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Ah! You took too
Yeah.
long. Sorry. Now, the question marks. Because this one took me for a doozy. If you guys have seen our previous videos, in the last 2 question mark teasers that we got, one looked like a front plate, one to us looked like a back plate, but this just looks like a random rune somewhere in the map.
Looks like it's on some sort of.
Because of this rune, I think it's a new Orb Prime. I think this is going to be the entrance to Orb Prime. I think you're going to see something like this going into the Orb Prime pit. What you're seeing here, and then the front plate, back plate, from last 2 weeks are going to be like what Orb Prime's going to look like.
I'm
Could you
zooming in on this stuff.
imagine? He said, "Let me zoom in. Hold on. Could you imagine though, like what if what we're seeing at the bottom of there is literally just Orb Prime in the background, at the bottom of
Yeah.
the picture, and we're just seeing a rune that's glowing at the entrance? What if?
That'd be cool.
Because that
I
blue
just-
and that bottom left looks kind of like the first pick, the 2 weeks
Like
ago. That
Or like
first
a
question
armor
mark
piece in
one.
a corner?
kind of like that the corner pieces we had there. Could be something like that tubing you were talking about.
It'd be cool if they made Prime Pit like, I don't know, just like overhauled the way it looks, because it's a cool little like teamfight area.
And let's be honest, like I'm very tired of looking at the purple Harambe Prime that they made 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get it. It still looks cool, but I like, especially because we're seeing a little trend. I don't know if you guys agree here. We're seeing a little trend within Fault specifically that they're grabbing inspiration from, but slowly trying to veer into their own thing, which I think is a smart thing. Right?
Oh, agree. Oh, I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think that eventually they're gonna just replace the assets with their own assets, right?
Yep.
Like, so to goodbye Reggie the Raptor. You know, like, and I think we're slowly gonna see these, like, everything be changed as far as the assets that they're using. But I really would like to see those objectives change. And if this is for some reason some random new entrance into Orb Prime, maybe for the new map, or no, because this does say post patch 13, so maybe this is for the new map.
Right.
Yeah,
What I would quite like to see for Orb Prime, as I've thought about it before, is, you know, you've got the dark side and the light side of the map. Is that a split at the Orb Prime?
Oh,
So
like you
it's
can see
split down
on
the
the
center.
floor the dead grass
you-
and the grass.
Yeah, so you get like
that'd
the
be
life
sick.
and the dark, and then the actual Orb Prime is split into two. If you know what I mean? He's
Yep.
like
Yeah.
half withered, half
You like order
you know,
and chaos. Sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
style,
yeah.
Like
So he's like
Smite.
he's two halves, you know, and so that makes him,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
whichever
Kind
side.
of like the idea of Sereth when she changes. You know, she goes from
Yeah,
the light
that's
side
not
to the
bad.
dark side.
Yeah,
but
maybe
kinda
like
do
a-
half of, half
Maybe
of
like
his
a
body
death
be-
animation, you know,
Right.
once you kill him, he just goes full whatever team has killed
Oh,
him, you know,
that
as
would be
like
cool.
a dying
Yeah,
thing, you know,
yeah,
like the whole half takes over and he goes like, bah, and then dies.
Like if dust
me out,
kills
like,
them,
hear
it's
me
a
out,
red
hear me out.
explosion, Dawn a blue explosion or something.
Yeah.
As you take more of your enemy's towers, your side progresses and takes over more of the Orb Prime pit.
Ooh, that'd be
Whoa.
cool.
Whoa.
Possibly.
I mean,
Where's
that
the,
would
where's
that
the-
would
where's the
actually be
ideas tab
so that
in there?
would-
right.
Yeah.
That would
I'm
actually be
putting that
pretty
shit in there.
lit. And imagine, and let's say it goes on tower base. Only one tower is falling, and it's
Yeah,
on the enemy side.
Yep.
That middle point just actually moved up by like 5 feet, right?
Thank
But let's
so-
say
Yeah,
they take a tower. Now it's 1-1. It's back at the middle, so you can get a
Yep.
visual
Yeah.
representation of whether your team is
Mhm.
ahead or not.
Yeah.
That would actually, I
And
don't
it's
know,
actually
I don't know
pretty
how
cool because,
complicated
right,
that would be, but
I'm
that would
And
be
an
cool.
telling you.
objective, which is like a marker for objectives, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So that's the
yeah. Almost
not
like a
the main
visual
objective, but
reminder
Orb
to
Prime is
focus
like
on the
a-
objectives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a reminder, like, look, these guys are winning the objective, and they've got a better chance of coming to get this objective. You know.
That would
Yeah,
be a nice
I like
reminder,
that.
and like we said, bear proofing a bit. The
Yeah,
the
just-
fact that it's not just only kills for new players,
Yeah.
because the new players are going to be like, "Whoa, the ground keeps changing," and then somebody can be like, or they can find out, "Hey, that's because of the objective. The better your team is doing, the more you're going to see that line towards the enemy."
That's because
If-
we're
if
getting
you see it
slapped.
halfway.
Get those
Yeah,
CS
low-key.
hits.
Low key.
Last hit those minions, Sparrow. Come on.
Please.
Now,
Yep.
who do you guys think this next picture is? I think it's obvious, but
Yeah.
this
Probably
next picture with the
Celica.
skull.
It's not
Celica.
Liz Long, so I'm just not. I'm just over it, dude.
I can't get me out.
Give me Wukong. I mean,
I wanna
obviously,
say-
it's.
I want to say Seth,
Samurag?
but
Yes.
I
I
just
was
don't
gonna
want
say-
it to be that obvious. If you know what
Right.
I mean, I don't.
Well, if
Yeah,
you look
I
at
get
this
you.
part, that's
It definitely
that's
looks
his-
like a robe. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
his
like it's like his hood. You can see it coming down. I just don't want it to be that obvious.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a greystone or something, you know, with some dark hood on or something.
That would be a cool Greystone skin.
Yo,
Yeah.
could you imagine?
That would-
What?
It would be a cool Greystone. Well, we had this. This was the episode we had Ryan on, and Ryan
True.
told us what it was. So
Yeah,
we
keep
know
going,
it's a
guys.
seven
Okay.
skin because it matches the other
Spoilers.
picture that went with
Spoilers,
it.
dude. New people
Oh,
right here.
watch
New
the
people.
episode.
You guys, well, there once again. Did not do my homework.
You mean
Maybe we
it's
should
not
watch the
Celica?
partner bit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Sorry, it's my first time here.
So, but no, 'cause
Wait,
I
so is
literally-
this-
when they first
is
came
this
out
a
with it, I
separate-
thought-
This is a separate skin from Sevarog's golfing skin, so he's getting two.
Yeah.
That golfing
getting two
is
new
actually coming in the game.
Yes.
That's like confirmed.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure if like
new
a lot
skins
of these
coming
new
out.
ones.
Sevarog mains rejoice.
All I'm gonna say about the previous one that we were talking about looks out of this world. I'm just gonna
The
throw that out
golfing
there now.
one?
No. The blue one above Sev.
Oh,
I just think it's out of this world. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh
Wait.
yeah.
Say again? What I missed?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Wait,
Never mind.
What's
The,
that?
the picture,
It's an
picture
ad.
above the Sev.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's out of this world, is what Ed's saying.
I mean, so hold on. Let me ask you, Ed. Have you been told what this is? Because
No.
Uh-oh.
What are you, a cop?
Plead the
I mean,
fifth.
right. So no. So here's the thing. I know me and Cooch had a conversation with a certain somebody. I know me and Cooch had a certain conversation with a certain somebody, and we're pretty damn sure we know who that may be, right?
You can DM me and I can either yay, nay, or not confirm.
All right, I'll DM
So
you right
you
after.
know.
I got you.
You went from saying I don't know.
Why would you say that? Why would you say? I'm
you
just
just said you could DM me and I could confirm.
reverse psychology, GD.
Bro,
Or we can
that's
find out next
that's
week.
admission to guilt, Ed. That's all I'm saying.
I don't wanna.
But no, okay. I'm gonna talk to you later about that one. But anyway, so let's just say
Sweet.
this is Sev. Off of what you see, yay or nay?
Yay, I like it.
Yeah.
I do because all they really have for Sev right now is just colored robes. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how that bone structure, like the animal or whatever, is going to change as time progresses or as your stacks grow. Like, do you get this deer-looking thing? Do you get an elk with antlers? Like, are you going to have like a mouse starting and then it turns into a squirrel or
And then into a Lilo.
That's
You gotta go from a mouse to a moose. That's the
I mean-
finishing, you know. You start small, you can become a moose at the end.
there's 4 different stack levels, dude.
so. Hold on. That's an interesting point because
Yep.
it's a very good question to know what's going to grow whenever Sevarog gets his stacks. Because we see 4 spikes and one of them is bone.
Yeah. Right. So that's why I'm curious if like, you know, if this here is obviously this is probably, I'm going to assume like not the first, like the basic starting tier or the second one, but I'm going to assume this is like the third one to where, you know, you've got 2 more after that to where like, is this deer here going to be, you know, move into like some little baby antlers and then just does it turn into some giant elk thing or is it just get these huge like hippo skulls or like what's going to change about the skull
That's
attributes
interesting.
on there?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I thought this was if it's a Sev skin, I thought this was just tier like the first stage. Because wouldn't because you know how Sev is right now, he's got you
Yep.
know just basic shoulders and then it just slowly starts forming, right?
Yep.
This is a very like it's almost like going from normal Sev to armor showing up out of nowhere.
Yep.
Like the animation for that might be a bit wonky. So wouldn't it be more normal for that armor to already be there and then it molds?
Turns into a Grux head. Yep.
Could you imagine like let's say this is stage 1, right? And we don't know what the fuck creature that is. It honestly kind of looks like a Reggie skull. Changed my mind.
I
But-
think that's Grux, for sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking up Grux.
Because I see
I
teeth
already
up front
did.
and I see teeth in the
I
back.
already looked
And
it up.
this is definitely upper jaw. You get me?
It looks just like Grux.
Shit, she's right.
I mean,
Yo,
he took
poor
it off of
Grux.
the Grux pelt that Chimera has.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe.
I was gonna say
There's a little
Grux
bit
is
of
the
dad
only
of
one
the
that gets
war
this
there.
mantle.
Rux on one, Chimera on the other.
Oh,
my
could you
Lanta, dude.
imagine? What?
You're being graded way too hard right now.
I'm the Jungle
Yeah.
King, bitch.
I think
Oh, that is actually such a good shout. That's actually such a good shout, like King of the Jungle sort of thing.
Right?
right.
Would you guys
Snap
be
yourself.
disappointed? Would you be disappointed if the only thing that as the stat grows, the only thing that you see that grows here is the horns that you see. Nothing else changes.
I would be personally, because there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see like how difficult that would be to change. Like, as you said, Windu, he slowly starts to grow. Is it just a whole new set of armor per stack level?
Yeah.
What all is going to change? Are there going to be more steps? Because like right now, I think it changes at the 50. I don't play a lot of Sevarog right now, but like it changes at 50, and then correct me if I'm wrong, like 125 or 150 or something.
50, 100, 200.
Are they going to have more increments in between that? And then that grows, like as far as the horns grow, instead of like the 4 or 5 levels, is it going to be 6 or 7? I think there's opportunity there, but from this photo alone, I think there's a lot of ways it could go.
Yeah.
So I agree, but I would say let's think about how Sevarog is and how even concepts that we've seen of Sevarog usually are. Usually we just see very, very, like, let's say even right now, baby Sev to boss raid Sev, right? Like all you really see are the baby shoulders turn into these massive ass spikes sticking everywhere.
Yeah.
So when you consider that, if Sev's traditional look, or if Sev's new skins are also going to be just like growing spikes everywhere, I think we're just going to probably see the same thing. But let me point out too, you guys see on the far left, we also see another spike towards the front of the mouth pointing almost downward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like part of the bone structure.
Well, yeah, but so does the top
bone.
one. So does the top one. You get me?
The nose bone's connected to the.
So what if they go kind of around the antler idea that you were talking about? What if we see those metal spikes grow into like these huge ass armored metal spikes, right? And then the bone ones might have a little bit more freedom as to what they do. But what if they actually just stick to that? Because realistically, still think about it like this: if this is Sevarog, that means if this is his shoulder, that shit's sticking up over here already. So it's almost like medium-sized shoulders already.
Yeah, it's like that's sitting almost at like eye level,
like head
level too.
Yeah.
I think this
so
is level
if this
2
is
spike.
and they only increase the spikes, maybe it's a skin where you start off with a little bit more on your shoulders, but that way as it progresses, the only thing that changes are the spikes, as opposed to a traditional Sev, you start off with just plain ass fucking shoulders, and then you see more come from that. You feel me?
Yep.
That could be it, yeah.
What I would like to see on Sev personally is like 2 horns just coming out, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Hellboy style?
Out, yeah, like Hellboy style, like that just like come up and like round, if you know what I mean.
Dude,
obviously with the armor and stuff, but like
random,
you just don't see where it's coming from. It's just there and it just comes out, and as you level up, it just gets bigger and bigger until it's this
cool idea for a skin. Imagine that. Like just a Sev skin where his shoulders don't grow, but the horns on his head are the only thing that grow.
Yeah.
And then when he's at mat, like they start glowing a little bit redder every single time, right? As you go per tier, and then by the time you're at tier 4 and the last one, straight Hellboy status where fire's straight coming out of these horns.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That'd be dope.
Like you literally got Sev the choo-choo from hell coming down the fucking jungle and laying fucking fire coming out of his head and shit, almost like a crown.
You got.
I'd actually play Sev just for that skin.
Yeah. For Sev, there's so much opportunity for skins. You know what I mean? Like you could, we could spend the next few hours just speaking about like ideas.
Well, hold on. With that idea in mind, because Sev does have a lot of potential, why do you guys think that they should introduce more transforming characters with stages?
Yes, I do. I think there are cool opportunities there. The only issue I would see with that is like looking back at my personal experience being a wood bottom tier Paragon player going ability damage on Murdock, because I thought his ult would be better. I spent too much time when I played Sevarog to try to just max his stacks out. I was not in fights. That was my main priority, was just seeing how big I can get him. And then the only time I'd see him full blast is when I was getting my like butt kicked against somebody who was playing correctly. So I think that would
Rush shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. I think That may be tilting to like some players and stuff too, but you know, obviously there's people who just kind of want to learn and experiment. I think the first couple of weeks that this game comes, or like this update and stuff comes out, there's going to be a lot of new situations like that too. Then if you have more transforming characters, you're going to run into that a lot more too.
Maybe,
but it's
like,
a cool concept for sure.
You have transforming characters, but also maybe they could try transforming skins for current characters, like maybe they change every like 15 minutes or so, like a 3-tier sort of skin concept.
Yeah.
I think Greystone is a perfect person for that, because think of it like this. Imagine, you remember how you know, Greystone Stone version was a meme back in the day. He would never untransform. I don't know if you guys remember that in Paragon days. But there was actually,
just be honest,
right? So here, what happened is, back in the day, Greystone, whenever he would go up in the sky and then slam down, he would be a stone statue for a second, and then he was free.
Okay, yeah.
But there was a glitch where he didn't go off of the stone version, and you were just a Greystone made out of rock for the rest of the game.
That's cool.
Running around. Nice.
Now imagine if they took something like that and made it intentional. Like, he comes back, hey, he's literally all in stone. That means he's weak right now, even though that would kind of be contradictory a little bit. But imagine, or vice versa. Imagine you're stone Greystone walking around. You're straight made out of rock. You're the thing walking around with a shield and a sword, right? As soon as you pop your ult, come back down. Now you're a normal human walking around. So people can easily tell he doesn't have his fucking ult. So it'll be a super cool skin, but it comes with a risk.
Like that.
No,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, dude, no, I'm done.
Like,
I'm
it'll come with a risk, but it's a dope skin, bro. You feel me? Like, I would rock it. Be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if they see my skin and it's flexing, okay?
Right.
Yeah, or a cool concept would be like for Greystone or like Steela could work too. You get more like battle wounded or like battle scarred as you go on. So like Greystone's shield would have dents and stuff in it. Steel would have a dent in his forehead, or you know, just whatever, like gashes in Greystone's shield or his armor, or he's missing a shoulder plate or something. You know, like 15-minute increments there of just whatever. Like, I think that might be a fun idea.
That's actually pretty cool. Because think of it like this.
Go
Imagine.
ahead.
Well, imagine this. Imagine it applies on everybody. Let's say like every 3 deaths, you get now like some sort of injury on your character. So that way, by the time the game ends, there's a display of the winning characters, and you can see how fucked up they are. Whether they are fucked up or not. Did that guy just go 12-1? Or was he 12-12, and you can clearly tell at the end because you saw his avatar.
Yeah, they like
character.
lose like color off their armor, like if paint chips on your helmet or whatever, that'd be kind of cool.
That's a fuck ton of work.
That's a lot.
And you write this down, Bren?
Yep.
Ran out of ink already, though.
Sticking to the transformation though, what about something with Phase, like kind of like the whole Severog thing? She builds up stacks and her tether changes ever so often for whatever her stacks build up to. So then you know that like if you're a duo lane and you're looking at this, I don't know, diamond tether or whatever, you're like, all right, she's got full stacks. We got to be careful because Phase is like is rocking right now.
Make her go from like a little squirt gun, like this tiny ass little stream, from a to a Kamehameha type shit. Like, so if she reaches max stat, like it covers up like a bunch. I just thought of a
Phase skin idea. What if she had this snake charmer skin where her tether was snakes that she threw at people and they wrapped around you?
Write that down.
Write
that down.
He said write it down.
That is not a bad idea. I thought for transitioning skins as well, on the likes of Chimera and Grux, you know, as you get a raptor, maybe there's some sort of bone belt or pennant on you that symbolizes, you know, like a raptor skull or something like that. Or
that's cool.
How many you
know, so just a little thing to maybe emphasize as junglers to actually do these objectives. Like, I want to be kitted out with all my raptor skills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would actually be kind of cool. Now, I guess a question for me would be, do you guys see this actually being feasible? Like, let's say in the next year, like any of these things that we're talking, because we already know they're inputting a VFX system to add shit, right? We see an example on the Severog where not just the animations that follow the character, but there's animations on the skin itself that glow, right? So we see them teeter-tottering towards the directions that we're talking about. And I think one of the reasons why we're seeing so many Sev skins is because with all these new crazy animations, he's probably the best one to show them off with. Because he's all ghost-like, he transforms and shit, you feel me? So do you guys think we're actually close? Because this is all post 13. Or are they showing us some shit that isn't gonna be here until like January, like, you know, possible. Like so like next year.
Yeah, this is like the only 7-second clip that they've got of something that's sustainable sort of thing. Yeah.
Are they showing us these little snippets because that's the only part that's done? You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's plausible, you know.
I think to do the stuff that we're talking about, we're a little ways away from that.
Big time.
But you know, to do the things that are already in game, like things that, like, you know, when we go back to looking at Paragon and you know, Sevarog having, you know, that smoke following them and stuff like that, stuff that's already been in it, I think they're pretty close to getting that stuff. But like, you know,
I think
new things like they're that we're talking about is a little bit different, a little bit farther.
Yeah, their main concern and push should be more so to get the heroes out, the newer ones, instead of adding, you know, these fun animations to the ones that we already have.
Yeah,
you know, because that's what's going to get more people into the game. Of like, for me myself, I'm a giant Wukong player. I miss him. I love Wukong. I'll never stop talking about the
surprised.
Stop.
Yes, dude. So I'm going to be way more hyped on getting my favorite hero from Paragon and Iggy and Scorch. I'm a toxic player. I know, it's fine. Get over it.
Wukong
I'm with you on the Iggy though. I'm with you on the Iggy. I can't even hate.
And they didn't tell you?
I'm sorry.
They're getting rid of Raptor and they're only going to put Wukong in the Raptor pit.
All right, Alt F4. I'm out. Have fun, guys. Yeah, but no, I think that they should put more of their resources into getting what's going to bring more people into the game than, you know, just sprinkles on the cake for the ones that
I agree with that, because how many times do you see in Gen Chat in the Discord and stuff, you know, like people just popping in that you don't usually see, just being like today there was somebody just like, yo, was Crunch here yet? And you're just like, not yet. And that's all you can say at the moment. It's just
soon.
Like, not yet.
Soon.
Yeah. So like you see that, I see it every day, I think, is somebody popping in and just being like, yo, is such and such here yet? No, not yet.
On that note, I'm gonna jump in there right now and ask if Wukong.
I want to ask you guys, what is your overall feel though of this whole patch 13 weekly update? Like, but there's been 7 of them or something.
Yeah.
You know, put them all together. What is your overall feel of everything? And Ed, I'll start with you. What is your feeling of everything put together?
Of all of these updates that are coming in?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. Like, I think they're kind of hitting a lot of aspects that people have kind of been complaining about, you know, of like what's making it so stale is the low player base. Okay, we're doing kind of smaller outside things that are going to bring people in, like the Steam aspect. You know, you're just scrolling through Steam of, okay, what games can I play? Like whatever, you know, there's new fun things you can find in there that are going to pull you into the game. So these badges here, you know, if you're like a mastery person who just wants to complete and dominate a game, you're going to see this and go, there's a lot of time I can spend in here. So that's going to pull you into it. You know, the trading cards are kind of their own thing. I'm going to collect the hell out of them because I'm just a big Pokemon nut myself. But, you know, looking back, there's a lot of different things that people have said, I want this in the game, that they're kind of nailing right now. I would just like to see more heroes. I think if they were to drop like another hero or two in this, would just be ideal. Wukong, Iggy, just throwing 2 names out there. That would kind of be, subtle hints and stuff. But I think that would be awesome just to kind of sum it all up to say, hey, we've been waiting a while for it. Here's a little something extra on top. You know, just looking back at the other updates and stuff too. They're adding sound effects with it. They're adding changes to the item system, which is going to be great because a lot of people are complaining, you know, the only thing that really gives me any armor or ability armor is either a green U-mantle, which is nothing really, or a jar of hearts. Well, not too much you can do there because those are your only 2 options. You know, they're adding new items into the game. They're giving us more options. The HUD system just looks super clean. I really like the direction it's going. I think the only thing they can really pick up on is just working on the heroes, bringing them in. But I know this is a giant update and they're completely reforming everything. But I'm good with it all. I'm really excited. I've got a lot of friends that want to come play and stuff too, but the sooner we can get to the cross-platform is the sooner we can absolutely expand our player base just 10 times over, in my opinion.
All right.
But other than that, I think it's great.
Good.
Me?
Brennan, what do you think?
I love the idea of a weekly update. Personally, I think it's going to be. I think we're going to get a lot of these sort of updates though, with these tiny little things, and I think there's going to be a lot of people being like, "Oh, you know, we want to see more." And because you think about it, releasing something like this weekly, if this is going to carry on like this, it's going to be hard to keep on wowing people, if you know what I mean. Like they're already running dry a little bit here.
Yep.
And this is a way to be a whole new patch. So, like, is this
How
going to
much are they
be?
really
Are we
gonna
just
be
going to
able
get
to
weekly
show?
updates just before patches are coming out? Because I think with the weekly update, if we keep on going like this, like I love it, I think it's great, but I think it's going to get very tiresome. It's going to lose its effect. But for patch 13 in general, I can't wait, and I'm just looking forward to it. To be honest, I can't wait to see people come back to the game. I know it will bring people back to the game,
Definitely.
and I hope that everything goes well with it, because I know how much the devs have put in, hard work they put in. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone else can show their appreciation for it as well, because I think it looks awesome.
All right. Nikki, what do you think overall?
I think they're really good transparency that the community asked for, like an open line of communication between the devs and the community. So that's what they're giving them. But it's also kind of like a sword in the back situation, double-edged sword, I guess, because it's like they're giving me all these teasers for the last like 2 months, and everyone's like, okay, just give it to us now. But it's like, we could have not given you updates, but we are. So they had to find a happy medium, I guess.
Right.
I like everything they've been showing. It's a really good kind of just teaser of what we're going to be getting. And I think everyone's just ready for the game overall to get like reworked balance wise, because like the game, I know other people have said, is kind of stale right now in terms of like the cards and the damage numbers and everything else, and like the length of the matches. So just like not even just like the UI overhaul, but like the actual in-game the way it's played and everything getting changed. I think people come back to it and start enjoying the game more.
I agree. Windu, what do you think?
I'm worried, man.
Okay.
Because here's my thing on it. The updates are cool, right? We've seen quite a bit. We've seen a bit of what's coming in the future. We've seen a bit of what's coming in 13. I could definitely see the backlash of individuals not being able to differentiate, or maybe they just read it too quick and they're like, yo, this is coming patch 13, and then it doesn't, and it ruins the patch for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like a more solid line should have been drawn there, like maybe even a physical line on the screen, like, hey, this is not, the following is not in patch 13. You get me? So I can definitely see the backlash coming from that. I can definitely see that all these updates might actually be working against them to a certain extent, because they're hoping and assuming that the individuals are going to be able to tell the difference by reading a specific sentence, where, like we said, some of the changes that we've seen we like because they're bear proof, right?
Right.
But
Yep.
Simultaneously, it's like, you know, some of these things I really, really wish they would have taken those steps to actually make it like straight stupid proof. Like you can look at it and be like, oh, even I can tell that's not in patch 13. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Now,
I got you.
on a side note too, I didn't bring it up before, but did you guys notice the minion health bars on the after for Sevarog's animations? I don't know if that's
nope.
just me.
To be honest, no.
I don't know if that's just
pay
me.
attention to. Looking at it now.
Ed, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Interesting.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I see it. Yeah.
I just did that so I had to pipe up a little bit, but I think it's going to be easier to last hit and stuff too on that too. It just looks more basic or not basic. I mean, but like just more straightforward on it. You can see the differential between how much health they have left instead of like just kind of a chunk.
Right.
It doesn't look like, to me, it doesn't look much different than what we currently see. No?
Yeah, you just see it flashing when they're taking damage.
Right.
So maybe you can visualize, the pattern of the hits,
chunks.
if you know what I mean, rather than trying to look at your minions hitting the other minions. You're seeing the health bar do the pattern, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how much health that takes off when it does the flashing. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
so
I hit now.
Kind of visually calculate.
Yeah, so you can. So rather than looking at the actual minions hitting it, you can just look at the health bar. Right. You don't have to concentrate so much. Maybe that's what they're going for there. I could be wrong.
No, and that flashing, I like it because like there's times I'm sitting there like, all right, I had 2 minions in front of me, they're both losing health. Which one's losing health faster? And it's like, all right, this is like, so it's like, okay, now I got to figure out because I got to last hit the right one.
That one definitely flashed 5 times. that one was getting fucked up, I could tell. But
so, go ahead.
Oh no, all I was gonna say is just to conclude on what you asked me. So like, there's little things like this that within a small amount they tell us so much. I enjoy parts like that. You feel me? Like having to figure stuff out, those little leaks and stuff. Cool, right? But then whenever you look at everything that they've given us, again, I'm very worried that these updates are spoiling us in a different way. Because before we were spoiled to heroes, we were spoiled to items, we were spoiled to, hey, the map change every month and a half, etc. And now it's like, yo, we've been getting all these updates for 2 months. This is awesome, etc. Let's say even if they do go towards the one update every 2 weeks, right? Let's say if they transition even into that, like Brandon was saying, how much are we actually going to get? Is it going to turn into an update where instead of all these like 8 things that we have here, I'm only going to have 2? You get me?
Yeah.
Is it going to be worthwhile?
The next update is something that you've known months previous, because it's being covered. Like if we fast forward a month in the future, are you going to want to hear that the next update is something that you found out today?
Like, imagine the next update is literally another question mark post. Literally random picture tease and a random picture tease. And maybe they might add a paragraph or 2 and that's it. You get me? Like, how much are they going to keep up this ramped up production that they've been doing? Now that they've been able to calm down and focus on creating stuff? I don't think so, because I personally think it really is going to come to a trade-off, because they're going to have to implement and fix before creating new and implementing that, because we all know when shit gets added, it creates bugs. It's a constant struggle that they ran into in their first season 0 pass, and they were like, whoa, fuck, we got so much work to do just fixing what happened, but we're supposed to be working on what's new also simultaneously. I don't think they have the staff to be able to keep this rate up, and I think that giving us updates at this rate with this much content is almost giving a lot of people partially false hope about updates.
Also,
yeah, giving themselves a rope to hang themselves with, technically, that whole saying. They're
no, I understand that.
Unless they increase the amount of people they got and actually maintain this production while having people in place specifically for fixing and etc. I just see a whole lot of backlash coming at them. In a scary way.
No, I see that.
No, that was actually it's funny you said that, because it was now I'm gonna forget his name. I don't even know how to say it, to be honest with you. USI. I don't know how to say his name. One of the founders. He was in Gen Chat today, and he even said something about, he's like, your AAA companies, they have these teams that will sit there and just work on the fixes, and then you got the other teams that are working on the updates. Like here we're gonna like add new stuff, and these guys are like, they're working on everything that's broken right now. So completely different teams. He's like, we are all of that. So we don't have, your AAA companies are able to like, oh, we got that fixed, no problem, and we're still pushing forward with everything coming up new in the next patch. We don't have that. We're doing both.
You got your content and then your problem fixes, sort of.
Yep.
Two different
so
things.
The reason I ask you guys that is because I pay attention as much as I can to Gen Chat, and I also am a part of the Facebook group. There's a Fault Facebook group, and I'm in there, and these people complain. And I noticed I went all the way around, and not
That's Facebook,
you,
dude.
right? Well, no, I'm
Welcome
just
to
well,
Facebook.
it's also Gen Chat. Both of them
don't
are
go-
just
don't
really
go on Reddit,
complaining.
bro.
So, but I'm like,
That's
my
the
point is
internet.
like, I literally asked all of you, and not one of you said, "Oh yeah, it was skins." That's all we're getting is skins, and that's literally what Gen Chat was there. And there's actually somebody on there that really, I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, it's not. Literally, go back and read all the updates, and you'll see that it's more than just skins.
Mhm.
The skins are just a little like, hey, here's something else just to look at because they're fillers. Really, is what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
But if
And-
somebody doesn't read and you're expecting them to, and all they're looking at is pictures,
Yeah,
I
asking
can
a
I
lot,
can go
yeah.
I can go down here and be like, okay, badges, chat emoticons, trading cards, got it. Severog, he's got smoke on, got it. It looks like a web page got updated. I see a glowing J with a period at the end. Then I
Right.
see what
And
looks like a
that's-
Severog shoulder and a Narbath skin. I just read the whole update.
right?
Yeah.
right,
That's what a
but
lot of people are
are
gonna be like.
reading that. People are reading that update as in that's patch 13. Not
Yeah.
7 other updates that were before that.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
this one. This one
That's
here is patch
true.
13, and that's literally somebody on Facebook was like, "Oh, all we're doing, we need to stop focusing on things that don't affect the game because of we're talking about the Steam, you know, and all that stuff like that."
Mhm.
I'm like, that's all. You guys are complaining about not having a player base. Like this is help growing the player base. This is what you wanted.
This is a
We're
foundation.
doing that. Like that's what we're doing. Like what are you complaining about now? Like
Cooch is
And
down the Gen Chat rabbit hole right now.
Uh-oh.
Right.
This is
Yeah, you
this
just
is
gotta ignore
Facebook.
it, dude.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean,
So-
it's like, but pay attention. Like, don't just look at it just one small. You guys are looking at this small pixel instead
Yeah.
of looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
Look at the big picture.
I mean,
But I 100% agree with you, Windu. Like, we are getting spoiled, and there's only so much we can do. And SMS needs to come out and say something like, "Hey, we're gonna slow it down, and you guys need to realize it's gonna be. We
Yeah.
can't put out this content like this."
So as far as making everything stupid proof, like we were saying, I definitely think that them doing a dev stream should not be it. As saying, hey, this is, like we're gonna go over our patch notes together, blah blah blah. I think they need a full post revising everything that's been talked about, however long that may be, saying, hey, this is patch 13 stuff, this is what's coming after patch 13. Like 2 separate things. Because my issue is right now, like you said, imagine if one person only saw one post. They haven't even read the rest of them, but they thought that was it. You get me? Or even worse, imagine they seen a couple but missed one. Imagine they read a whole page and they thought everything was patch 13 because they didn't read. Like, there's too much room for error to not just be like as plain and simple, straight stupid proof. Like, hey guys, this is what's coming. This is the long ass list for you. We previously broke it down on a weekly basis to help you, to kind of tease to you guys. But the update comes out, let's just say on Saturday next week or whatever day they choose, right? Let's say the update comes out this day, 2 days before, 3 days before, hell, let's say a day or two before the dev stream. At that point, we're releasing all the updates. And in case you have not seen that on our website, we're going to also do a dev stream going over it with the community. We'll answer questions. You get what I'm saying? Like, they should really do it in stages, be a lot more open about it, etc. Because if they go with a dev stream and they're like, well, we did our update for the week, we did a dev stream. They're just hoping that everybody, like, bro, you can't put a dev stream on Instagram unless you do the IGTV, and even then, how many people are gonna sit there for an hour and a half watching shit on Instagram?
Yeah.
Or like
Get rid
one
of the blur,
video.
Get rid of the blurred lines is basically what they need to do.
I think they're gonna
I can
have
see
to
that for sure.
before the update actually coming out, because right now there's too much. Like, here's the thing: there is no gray area if you read, but assuming that somebody read, there's too much gray area on that already. You get me? I think
skins, that's all we're getting.
I think even as simple as putting in the picture words, like, big bold words that say post patch 13 would have been huge, as opposed to including that in the text above and hoping they read it. You get me? Like, there's a lot of people that love coloring books, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. There's a lot of fucking people that is like, hey, if it don't got pictures, that ain't for me. Low key. Some people prefer magazines over books. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think no matter how obvious you make things, people are still going to get confused.
Well, people just like to
Yeah.
complain to hear their own voice sometimes too, you know. And I think that's why, like as Cooch was saying, people are just complaining. Well, there's only skins. Okay, obviously you're not going to read the other ones, and you made your point for the past 2 days. Instead of like continuing to complain about it, why don't you read into it a little bit more? And then you're going to see, oh, okay, maybe I'm just crying really loud because I want to talk. So, you know, if they go and read these other updates, they're going to answer their own questions. But that's hard for some to grasp, I think.
you're right. And you know, like you being somebody that owns their own business and everything, like there is a fine line between somebody that's just complaining for no reason. But then there is a fine line between, hey, if there's one person thinking that there's only, like it's only going to be about skins, then there's probably a good handful of people out there that might think the same way. You feel me? Like where there's one, there's 40 more. So then the issue then becomes since they have no official marketing that's been implemented and they're relying on the community to do its marketing and on the partners to do its marketing. What are the chances that that one person that says it's only skin has already told his 30 Paragon buddies that it's only skins? Don't even read it.
Yeah.
True.
You get me? In a
I think the
stage
onus
where they're
there is
relying
kind
on
of
that.
on those people, not really on like like you said, like there's definitely more than just skins, and there's even pictures of the things that aren't skins. So beyond kind of making it flashing colors and musical instruments, how do you make it more obvious that there's other content?
Well, the roster page is a very good representation of that, because that roster page is actually done very, very well. You have everything from color coding to pictures to text, all working in unison, evenly spread out to where, hey, you know what? It's not just this list of names. There's the name and the character. It's not just a percentage. It's the percentage text and a bar to match it. You get me? Like, it's literally stupid proof, like we said. And I think that they, like, for future updates, including the whole patch 13 update, they're going to have to go straight stupid proof just to make sure that their information is conveyed properly. Like, their updates should be like that roster page, I think. I just laughed. What happened?
No, I'm just like listening to what you're saying and stuff too, of just I mean, you can only hold someone's hand for so long before you go, okay, you got to do this last step, and then they're still going to complain about it. Well, I you know, it's only skins.
At that point, what can you do? You get me? But what I'm saying is, if we can sit here and like I did a moment ago, if I literally did not read any of the words and only looked at the pictures, if we can sit here and do that, and I don't, like, by looking at the pictures, I don't know what's post 13 or what's coming in 13 by looking at the pictures and the videos and stuff.
It's a lot of teasers, that's for sure.
No.
And now
they definitely need to. I agree with you. They need to make a post and literally take all the weekly posts that they've done so far, and whatever was in that, like let's say week 1 post, whatever's in that's not 13, they need to put that, take that out, and then whatever's in week 2, take that out. Whatever's in week 3, take that out, and then put all of it that's 13. And here you go. Here's what's on 13. Come watch the dev stream. We're gonna talk about this and more. All right.
Yeah.
And then take another separate post and like, here we go, this is post 13, and then everything that was in the weekly updates, this is what you saw this before, this is all post 13. I want, don't get confused with this, because this is not coming in 13.
I mean, I just think it would be like I was saying, it's not one of those things like we're gonna go above and beyond to make it extremely stupid proof, but even something as simple as, hey, instead of having it somewhere in that paragraph that you have like 70 words in, instead of putting the word post hyphen before the word patch and think that's enough for you to say, why don't you actually put it as the title of the paragraph, post 13 stuff?
They did that in the 1 week. In the 1 week they did do that. And then when they listed off everything that's going to be posted, like literally it was like that, the gold, it was
like
gold
it was before
for the header
after.
and then they posted, this is all the stuff they're working on, and which is great stuff, because they're working on the ARAM and all that stuff that's going to happen. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. There's things in there that is like you read it and you're like, okay, You know, like these mastery skins, these are not gonna be. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure these mastery skins are not gonna be in 13.
No, they're not. I'm looking at it right now. It says post patch 13, first thing mastery system.
Yeah.
Then, you know, they're talking new items, the replays. Oh, that'll be fun. The AI that I know a lot of people have like brought us to their concern. A Raptor rework, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So then explain to me why.
It's first time reading that week's update, yes. So, you know.
So then explain to me why in this one we go from patch 13 stuff, right? Stuff that's coming in patch 13, and then we go into the website and then post 13 stuff, right? That's why I thought this website change was going to be in patch 13. I hadn't even looked. If it wasn't for Ed, I still would have thought this isn't coming yet.
True.
Yeah, I thought it was 13 as well. I
just scrolled down lower and found hops, and now I'm mad.
I can't. You didn't read that week, bro? I got a video for you.
I read it. I read it real good. Dude. I read it way too much.
It's the only update that matters.
Yeah.
Apparently you haven't seen the video yet, Windu.
Yeah, clearly.
I'll send it to you. It's really sad.
All right, bet. First of all, that video is very sad. I just want to say I have seen it. I thought it was funny as hell that the video's in English with Spanish subtitles, because that's what caught me off. Like, I was watching it and I'm like, I promise you, I saw an English one with Spanish subtitles, and I've seen it everywhere, and I'm like,
of my video, my clip.
Oh no, not that one then. Never mind. We're talking about different ones. I'll send you the video I'm talking about, and you're gonna be like, oh.
I'll show you mine. You show me yours. Okay, I'm gonna say.
Can we start a group chat so we can all see these videos that we're reading?
Yeah.
I'm on the loop here.
How do I share this?
Yeah. Just post it on the YouTube chat that we're at right now. The YouTube gen.
Okay, hold on here.
But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and wrap it up because we're about the hour right here. I don't know, man. Like, the closer we get, I'm excited. Like we mentioned earlier, we have a date for at least a dev stream, right? Thursday, the 22nd, 2 p.m. We know traditionally it comes after, so I wouldn't be surprised if it comes on the Friday or Saturday that same week, right? Unless they decide, hey, we're gonna drop the note on Thursday also, and then you guys get the patch next week on Thursday. You know, who the fuck?
That's not gonna happen. And here's the reason I know this. I guess I don't know it for sure, but I'm like 97% positive that's not gonna happen, because if you read on the outro, our partners, moderators, and testers will be playing the new build live following the stream, and will have full access to it until patch releases. They're not gonna give us full access for a whole week. All right, we're gonna have full access. We're gonna have full access for, you know, a day, two. You know, it's gonna come out Friday, Saturday, in my opinion.
What I'm assuming they're gonna do is they're gonna do the dev stream, and they're gonna keep, because I don't know if they just have like a private server. This is my first time here. I don't know if they just have like a private server to where. Yes, thank you. Hi, Ahmed. If they just allow us partners and testers to just keep that server open, and we can just play on that one privately, if that makes sense, or like still stream it and stuff. But we don't get that update as we play in the new one, you know, or like we don't get the update as we play in the gen lobby. It's going to be a private server with that update that we can play, you know, if we can get 10 of us together. And I'm going to assume it's going to just be
usually how our testing goes. Like during the dev stream, that's how it's going to go. There's a separate server that we go into, a separate client, so to speak, and we test everything, go from there, etc. Right? But then from there,
passwords.
Right. But then from there, it is interesting that they're saying they're going to have it until the patch releases. Because here's the thing, I don't know what that technicality means, because I technically have access to it now. You get me? Ever since I first tested it, I technically am going to have access until it releases, but that doesn't mean
you want to make $5.
No, I think what it means is, because I know they have the ability, because we've seen it in the dev stream, you have the ability of 1v. You know, one of the matches, it was me and Morgan, me and Ryan went 1v1. No, Gadget. Me and Ryan went 1v1 with Gadget. So as long as there is one of the moderators in Gen Chat, we could, hey, me and Ed went a 1v1, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but we're still rocking our streams. You know,
Ed and Ed.
No, I'm mean Ed. All right. You asshole. Anyways, so and then we keep rocking. Guess what? Ed goes to bed, but Bren's now awake. we're gonna continue rocking, you know. So it's like, all right,
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
1v1, you know.
That
like,
would be cool.
Or
Why don't
2v2,
you want to
something like
1v1 me, Cooch? Why you
that?
you're like, yeah, I'll
He
1v1
doesn't want to
Ed and Bren.
lose.
Because if I
And
lose
Ed.
to a
Freaking free,
girl,
bud.
I'll just keep getting made fun of, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, Cooch.
Actually,
Who makes fun of you? I'll beat them up.
Yeah,
All right, but yeah,
the
let's,
girl that beat me.
Do you
is
want
gonna
my
beat
list,
you up
Tricky?
now.
Because there's a lot of them.
I'll beat
I
them all
can't.
up.
I don't know if you guys seen this. I'll just post in the gen chat for this.
Right.
I DM'd you, Windu, but
Okay. Is this something like to show on stream or for later?
I don't know. You can decide.
okay.
I
Alright,
have
for
seen
later.
that. I read that in Gen Chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. And yeah, Windu, you're definitely gonna want to know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out here after the video. But let's do this
Alright.
as typical when concluding. Let's go around. Let's give a quick little message to the community. Starting off with, again, the newer partners to Fault. Congratulations again to Bren.
Yes,
and Ed.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, like Bren, as of everything that you've heard so far, moving into next week when the dev stream is going to happen, what do you got to say to people?
Just appreciate. Oh, we waiting?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Okay, yeah, just appreciate all the work that's went into it, I guess. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're just typing in a gen chat and we don't realize there's people on the other side of that computer, on the other side of your screen, reading what you're saying. And they're putting in like 14, 16-hour days. You know, I spoke to a few of them and just say thanks, guys. Let's be a cool community
Reach it.
and say thank you. Because there's a lot of work, small team, and you know that's why I'm so hype about this. Just to see how well these guys can work. That's me. Mic drop.
There you go. Mike. All right. Ed. what
Yeah,
is your
he hit
word-
spot
words
on.
to the community. All
Is
right.
like, you know, we don't have the luxury of some giant corporation, you know, backing us and everything else. These are normal people with lives outside of this too, that are doing this, you know, on their time and everything else. And, you know, as we jump in, and there's a lot of criticism towards them and stuff too, but you got to just have in mind that these guys are busting butt. And it's not easy to do, because if it was easy, everyone would do it, you know. And there's a lot of skills that go into it. There's a lot of time. There's money involved. You know, it's not like you can just snap your fingers and it's all done with and here's everything that you wanted. You know, there's ideas, a bunch of stuff that we've talked about as far as different animations or whatever else that may cause a wrinkle in something else. So when they add that in there, now you've got another thing you have to fix. You know, it's kind of a trickle effect. So it's a small team. They're kicking butt. It did take a little bit longer than we were hoping, but we went 3 years without Paragon. We can go another couple weeks without an update. That's what it is. I think they're doing great with it. We still have the game. You know, a lot of people saying we got to get our player base back. Well, you're the one complaining about it in Gen Chat that there's no players and that's why you quit. But like, that's just continuing the problem. You know.
Yeah.
They're all going to come
Chicken
back.
before
Most
the
of them
egg.
will. We're going to get new people too. I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Yep. Nikki.
I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to patience. And I think the people that are complaining, like everyone said in Gen Chat and on Facebook, whatever, I think that down in their core, they're just like passionate about the game they love. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we're all just like together because we love this game and we're passionate. And some people might bring out that passion in like, I guess, toxic comments like Bran and Ed have said towards the devs. And that's like the opposite of what you want to do, because like there's no one more passionate than the devs working on the game that you're
Right.
able to play. So like Bren mentioned, if we just like be appreciative and say thank you and be more patient, then we can all just play the game that we're in love with, I think. And I think the players are going to come back for sure on this patch. So
You know, I'm gonna say now we got a week. week to grind our freeload because it's going to be a reset here a little bit. So anybody in your EU side, go play Bren. He gives up that free stuff all the time. He's always inting. He admits to it. So
you're just gonna out me like that,
right?
Just tag me next time.
Yeah. By the way, I've got 10 seconds. Here you go, Bren. Take this. Yeah.
Right. Let me take that.
I beat up Ed the whole show. I mean, I had to give him a shot too. You know.
That's why I'm wearing one.
Bren, you know I love you. I loved you from the very beginning.
T-pose.
So, but no, Nikki said it. Patience. It's literally just one more week. We got this. And you know, I can't wait. I'm excited. I actually took Thursday and Friday off just for this. Once I found out it was happening, and it said, hey, they have it until for release. PTO. Let's go.
Yep.
Right,
so, Brent, I'll see you in the morning. All right.
Yes.
I was about to say, careful,
I'll see you
bro.
in your morning.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, careful, bro, because I did that shit back for Paragon V42. Paid time off just to find out that the servers crashed all day. Didn't get to play till 11:30 at night. It's like I could have been at work and saved my day off. I was like, man. So I'm just saying, you never know what might happen. But I don't know. Like my 2 cents to throw in there would definitely be just having, you know, people watching and to just be real, low-key be real with the situation. Like, we all have those hopes and dreams, but it's super easy to on both sides, like, to either be harsher or to get our hopes up sometimes too. You get me? It's mad easy to look at, for example, this Narbash skin and get fucking excited, get my hopes up, but what if this skin isn't coming out for another 6 months? You feel me? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I want people to be real about expectations, be real, you know, like, still keep your hope, but simultaneously don't let yourself down by hyping yourself up too much, because it could be something that's next week, it could be something that's 6 months. Hell, who knows if this skin doesn't come for another 2 years because of complications? We don't fucking know. Like, we got to keep it real. And at the end of the day also, like, speaking of being real, we all have that one idiot friend that even if it's idiot proof, they're not gonna get it. It happens. What I'm saying is
Sorry, I heard idiot. I mean, I heard Andrew talking to me.
It's idiot. It's E-D-I-O-T.
No. But
it's tough being me, let me tell you. It is
for
tough.
real. Leave him alone.
I love you, Ed.
But here's my thing on it. Like, at the end of the day, you feel me? You're either the smartest person in the room or you're not. And regardless of that situation, you should always take time to explain to others that might not know. Because I got plenty of friends that I can say, hey, read the last update. And they're like, yeah, I saw it. I'm like, bitch, it's been 10 seconds. I swear to God, you didn't read the whole damn thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I might have to actually sit there, break it down for him, like, oh, you know what? Like, and that's why I went back to that Severog after video so many times, because you can see the icons, you can see the health bars for the minions, you can see the fact that they're using that side health bar for people to see. You get me? Like all these little subtle things. Like, for example, when an icon isn't purchased, it's literally almost blurred out completely, and you only see that gold block super clearly. Little things like that, where they might have not noticed. Like, honestly, take time to educate those that might not know. And then, hell, you might learn yourself something too by somebody helping you out. But it really is one of those things that the false information provided by the lack of information is part of the reason why the player base has been affected.
Yeah.
In other words, go back and watch the partner panel, because we point out a lot of that stuff with these episodes.
True.
I mean, you know, hopefully people do watch it, but let's just put it this way, right? Out of all the accounts created in, let's just say, Fault history, right? And now that might include Smurfs or whatever. There's thousands, right? Thousands of people have tried. But our last Fault partner panel video, it's in a week, it's probably just got like 300 to 500 views. So that's 300 to 500 people that have seen the video. But when you consider that to maybe 10,000 individuals that haven't, You
Right.
feel me? Like, there's only so much that we can do to a certain extent, because the people that left because of a certain problem probably aren't actively looking up on YouTube. Hey, show me
Oh, for
fault
sure.
shit. They might have completely abandoned it. So that's why it comes down to the community educating itself. And then once you educate yourself, educate others, make it, you can still make a decision. You can say, I'm not playing this game ever. You could say, I might try it out a few months from now. You can say, I'm going back tomorrow. Whatever your individual choice is, just be real about the situation. Educate yourself first before making that choice. Because a rash decision is not a smart choice, is the way I would put it. Right?
Oh, agree.
But besides that, we've already been here an hour. Till the next video, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and peace.
Bye.